few in at the moment. I'm keeping an eye in the waiting room. So if anybody else is joining, or if you get kicked out by accident, request to join again. We are recording this, so it will be available on the replay. Denise, we are absolutely, I know we were chatting there when everybody was coming in, but delighted to have you here yet again. The Christmas Zoom room was such a success, absolutely such a success. And the feedback after that was absolutely phenomenal. And everybody said that they put a lot of points into play. And I know what you have sort of planned for maybe later on, I think will actually help people get all these points into play. Mother's Day is probably it's probably bigger than Valentine's Day. People don't realize that because everyone has a mother, whether she's still on this earth or has passed on, or they have a mother figure, or they have an aunt who's like a mother, they have a grandmother, they have an auntie, they have a godmother. So it's such a much bigger, where on Valentine's, not everyone has a partner. So this is really...
I think for Mother's Day, would I be right? I mean, you florists will tell me better, but I feel like Mother's Day is more spread out. I feel like some people will be going to their mother earlier in the week, or even the weekend before or the weekend after, whereas Valentine's is so condensed, isn't it? It's that last, and the boys are so last minute.
Exactly. Most people that buy for Mother's Day are the women who buy for the mothers. Obviously, some of the men do as well, but you know, so we're absolutely delighted to have you here, and I know we're all in for a treat, and I know I'm going to learn. And people say to us, you know, Jesus, you know, the same thing over. It's similar, but it's never the same. And just, I have to say this, Denise is just back from Vegas, from one of the biggest social media events in the world. She's just back from Vegas, so I'm really interested to hear all the other tips and advice that she has. Post any questions you have in the chat. We will go through them at the end and we'll call them out. And we'll obviously open up at the end as well. Anybody that wants to throw in their own tuppences, what works, what doesn't work, or whatever. We're delighted. We're all here among our own friends and family. So we're going, it's, as you can see, it's quite relaxed. Anyone that hasn't been on one of our Zoom rooms before, we're not too pompous and too precious about it either. Denise, I'm going to throw the floor over to you. I know you're going to share your screen, and then we'll come back later on and we'll have any questions then.
I might go live on my Instagram, will I? Are we good with that? Yeah. So I'll just hit my little live over there. It'll be over the shoulder look at my Instagram. They'll be looking at my earrings. Oh my yeah, so thank you guys for having me here. I'm super excited to be here. We're going to be going through how we can smash your sales for Mother's Day. Guys, it's super important that as business owners, we let people know that we're open for business, you know, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And yes, I was in Vegas at one of the biggest internet marketing conferences there a couple of weeks ago. I'm laughing at my name is Dee Horan, so we've got to change that for a start. And I picked up loads of tips, loads of tricks around social media, around visibility, around online marketing, and of course, how we can make more money in our businesses. Which is what we're going to be going through tonight. So be ready. I will give you lots of basics. I will give you lots of tips. And I do have a little offer at the end of it that we've been talking about. I was talking to Deirdre about, and it's so funny because as Jeanette mentioned more stuff, I'm like, oh, I could do this. I could do this. I could do that. So we're going to figure all that out as we go on. Throw your questions into the comments and I will answer them. And anyone who's watching on the replay, throw the questions where, you know, under this video, whatever room you're in. And I'm sure Jeanette and Deirdre will get them to me and I can answer them as well. I do pop into these rooms, into Jeanette and Deirdre's trainings all the time, so I will answer all your questions. I'm already getting hoarse. Jeannie. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go. Are we ready? Give me a yes in the comments if we are ready. So I want to hear where you're from, first of all. In the comments here on Zoom, let me know. Let me know what country, county, wherever. If you're watching on Instagram, come on over to Zoom. Get the link in my stories. Oh, wow. The joys of live TV. So excuse me while I a little... Okay, grab paper and pen. Turn the phones on Do Not Disturb. Turn off Netflix if you're double screening. No more Netflix. Focus on Denise Inspired for this little minute. For the little while as we get through this, all right? I want to talk to you how you can make more money. I want to talk to you how you can make more sales. Guys, we are in 2025. There is no more hiding, right? There's no more saying to me, oh, I don't know how to use social media. There's no more saying, oh, I'm too embarrassed to show my face. You know, you cannot be in business if you're going to, you know, hide behind that, because people buy from people. Yeah, we buy from people that we know, like, and trust. So I want you guys to really show up and shine on social media, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, wherever it is. And everyone's saying hello over there. Hi, 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 hi. We buy from people. So first of all, I'm Denise Inspired. You will find me on Instagram as Denise Inspired. So guys, take a photo during this session. Yeah. Tag me on Instagram. Follow me, of course. You're already following the beautiful flower ladies. Tag myself, tag Jeanette, tag Deirdre, tag Denise Inspired, and let people know you are here, because guess what? That's already start of your visibility journey. Does that make sense? Some of you might be members of Network Ireland or members of the local enterprise board. And, you know, it's Enterprise Week this week. There's all the women's events. When you go to these events, take a selfie at your table with people, post it. You know, tag the Leos, tag the Network Irelands, tag Denise Inspired, tag Case Flower School, whoever, because that is added visibility. Does that make sense? So you are not just, you know, the floral designer or the florist. You are a business owner as well. So step into that business owner role and start to get visible in there. So I'm Denise Inspired, and I help business owners grow their following so that they can make more money. Sound good? Of course it does. So I'm going to give you 5 steps to smash the Mother's Day sales. All right, are we ready? Step number 1, guys, it's a feckin' no-brainer. Yeah, you knew I was going to say this, right? It's visibility. We got to stop hiding. We got to stop hiding. Every single business owner, like when I work with business owners, when I do like audits on their accounts, when I look at their Instagram, 9 times out of 10, the biggest problem is visibility, that you are simply not showing up enough. I was at, Deirdre mentioned it there, I was at the biggest internet marketing conference, arguably, you could say it's the biggest one in the world. There was over 5,000 people there. In Vegas the other week, and I go every year to this event, and I absolutely love it. The guy who runs it is called Russell Brunson, right? Big internet marketing. He came out on stage and he said, he goes, you're not going to believe this, right? This is the way social media has gone. He was spending millions, not thousands, right? Not thousands, millions on Google ads and Facebook ads to let us all know that this event was on. He was marketing it for a year. Yeah, some of my friends bought their tickets last year. Now, come here, I'm a last minute lassie, as everybody knows, as I give Deirdre and Jeanette a heart attack every time we do one of these. 7 o'clock, it's supposed to come on, 1 minute to 7, here comes Denise. Hi, I'm here. You know, that's the story of my life. I bought my flight for Vegas 2 days before I flew, even though I knew I was going. So that's kind of me. But a lot of the people there bought their ticket a year before. So Russell Brunson comes out on stage and he says, we've spent thousands, millions on Facebook ads to let people know that this event is on. And Russell Brunson, who lives in, where does he live? I don't know, somewhere else in the States, was in his hometown, and somebody said to him, oh, I didn't know that event was on. And he's like, boom. It blows my mind to see the amount of people that have blinkers on social media. So for us, the business owner, right, you think, oh my God, I don't want to be annoying people. I keep posting about my business. I posted last week about this event. Everyone should know about it, you know, and only a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of your followers and your fans actually even saw the post. And even if we saw the post, a huge percentage of us didn't even really register. Does that make sense? You kind of saw the post in your timeline, in your peripheral vision, as I like to say. You know, you're scrolling away and you kind of notice something, but you don't really. You don't clock the time or the event or anything, but you kind of say, oh, there's Denise Inspired, you know? And it's the next time that I post that you might go, oh, what's that? Actually, you have to see my event about 9 or 10 times before you even go, what's this? And if you don't know me, if you've never met me, that could be 48 times that you have to see me before I register in your timeline. Does that make sense, guys? Like back when I was in traditional marketing, my background's traditional marketing, and I used to work for One for All, the gift card company, and we used to buy ads in a newspaper. So those of you who aren't as old as me, a newspaper is this paper thing that we used to open up and read on a Sunday morning while we had our croissants. Yeah, I know, it's mad, isn't it? So when we used to buy the ads for One for All, we'd go to the Irish Times or the Independent, and they'd say, well, you can't just buy one ad. Everybody knew you can't just buy one ad, because if you just bought one ad, and I opened up the ad on a Sunday morning and I saw the ad, I didn't really register. I kind of went, oh, and on I went. But the next Sunday, when I opened up the paper and I saw the ad again, I might go, The stats used to say back in marketing, now I'm talking 20 years ago, showing my age now, scarlet for me, 20 years ago, they used to say they had to see my ad 9 times before it registered. So what did the Irish Times and the Independent and everybody do? Of course, they sold their ads in blocks of 10. So for One for All, I would book a block of 10 adverts every Sunday for 10 Sundays. And do you want to know something? It feckin' worked, because week 1, we'd get a few calls. Week 2, they'd start to dribble in. Week 3, week 4. As we got to week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes, the sales were rocking in. So it really worked. But guys, that was 20 years ago. Now we live in this mad, busy world with all these busy timelines. So now they say it's 48 times before that registers. So now I want you to put you back into your own mindset and think, okay, I posted about my floristry business last week and nobody said anything. So I think nobody's interested. Nobody feckin' saw it. Does that make sense? Can you see where I'm going with that? So next time you go to post about your business and you think, oh my God, I don't want to annoy people, think of little Denise Inspired on your shoulder going, just post it. Just post it. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, you're not annoying people. People who you are annoying will unfollow you, and that is okay. I have people on my timeline who watch all of my stuff and I'll post every single day and they'll love it. I've other people, I'm sure, who have me blocked and sit in the corner and go, there she is again. Look at the heck of her. Look at her. Stay out of her. And that's okay. They're not my people. Does that make sense? Hopefully you guys are my people. Are you guys my people? Hopefully. I remember somebody said when I was teaching for the enterprise board one time, on the feedback form they wrote, Denise is too bubbly on screen. What the heck, Rooney? Imagine saying that. I was like, well, thank you very much. I did my job right. So guys, we got to start showing our faces. We got to start showing up. People buy from people. Yeah. And I'm getting a bit of feedback. So it's fear that holds us back, because most of you here are probably going, oh God, yeah, but Denise, I don't want to show my face. It's okay for you. You're confident. No, confidence is a skill. It is not a personality trait. Yeah. Do you think that Jeanette doing her first video felt confident? Absolutely feckin' not, because I think I remember back in them days. And me, my first Facebook Live, I was like, hello, can you see me? Anybody out there? You know, it's like nobody starts with loads of followers. Nobody starts with loads of skills. We all start from zero and we build. But the biggest problem that I'm seeing with business owners like you guys is you're afraid to be the beginner. But everybody has to be the beginner. So embrace that fear. Stop being afraid. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of success. Like sometimes people say, oh, but what if I do a video and loads of people see it? What if I go viral? Great. It's not going to happen. But that would be great if it did. Or the fear of showing your face, the fear of the tech. Okay. Like what Jeanette was saying at the start. What if I press the wrong button? That's okay. We'll figure that out as we go. One of my lovely clients, she sells clothes and she has a beautiful clothing shop down in Caher in Tipperary. And she was doing a lot on Facebook, doing loads of Facebook Lives. And then she wanted to switch to Instagram. So we done some work together and she did her first Instagram Live. And I was watching and she was live and she was showing the clothes and she had loads of people on and she was doing great. And then she went, oh, Jesus, Denise, I don't know how to stop the video. And I was like, just press. And obviously she can't hear me. So I'm typing. Just press the X in the corner. And she's like, what? What do I do? And she's right up in the camera. And it was gold. It was comedy gold. Everyone loved it. But guess what happened? She didn't lose followers or nobody went, oh, I'm not buying a dress from her because she doesn't know how to do Instagram Live. Everybody loved it because they loved the vulnerability and they love it from you guys. Yeah. So you've got to let go of the judgment. People will judge you regardless. They'll judge you. They may as well judge you for having a successful business. Does that make sense? So stop hiding. You have people in your life who love you. I always say this, people in your life who love you. So show up more and more people can get to love you. Yeah. More people can get to see you, get to know you, really get to know, like, and trust you, and ultimately buy from you. There's Jeanette, the lovely Jeanette. Let people get to know you. People, we buy from people. So every single one of you is here because you saw one of Jeanette's videos. Would that be fair to say? We know it works. Yeah. Jeanette turned up on your timeline, this lovely Irish girl chatting away, not worrying about anything, being herself, her real authentic self, not afraid to make a mistake, not afraid to go, Deirdre, are we live on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook? Where are we? You know, because we love that. That's authentic. Does that make sense? We don't buy perfection. We don't want Jeanette sitting there like she's on RTE News, you know, reading the news. That's boring. We want the real stuff. Okay, so tap into that authenticity. People will get to know, like, and trust you, and ultimately buy from you when you show up, show your face on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. Actually, let's see if you are all still awake. Tell me in the comments, what is your channel, social media channel that you use the most? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it LinkedIn? Is it TikTok? And don't say none. If you say none, that has to change from today, right? It's the last time. Insta, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, TikTok. Ooh, we got a TikTok user. Brilliant. Facebook and Instagram, thanks to Business Center. Absolutely. Brilliant. Okay, guys, step number 2 to selling out on Mother's Day is knowing your customer. So getting clear on who you're selling to. I think Deirdre said it at the start there when we were talking about the difference between Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. It's women who are buying. Yeah, predominantly. Do men buy for their mothers on Mother's Day? Yeah, of course they do. But the low-hanging fruit is the women. So talk to the women because they're the biggest buyers. Does that make sense? They're more prepared. They're going to put more thought into the flowers. The men, okay, might be a bit sexist, but really they're going to run in and they're going to grab something the last minute on the way. And it'll probably be out of a garage or something like that, yeah? So the women plan more and they generally tend to be the buyers. So know who you're talking to. Talk to women about their mummies, about their mother figure, about the woman in their life that they want to spoil. Does that make sense? Speak directly to them. So know your customer. Like, why do they buy from you? Why would they buy from you? What is your story? Perhaps like it's someone like me who my mom actually loves flowers. She loves flowers. So that's a different type of customer. Tap into that. Does that make sense? Like, what is your offer for Mother's Day? Do you have something unique? Is there something special that you're creating? Do not, like, I wouldn't suggest just popping up there, get your Mother's Day flowers, you know? Does that make sense? We're not on Murr Street. Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with Murr Street. Love it. But, you know, how can we create something more special? Can you create a piece like this weekend as a demonstration? Can you show that on your page and say, I'm going to have 10 of these for Mother's Day, depending on what way you order your flowers or whatever way that works. But pre-order, pre-sell. Does that make sense? So that people are actually buying now for Mother's Day. If you have you know, anything coming up that you're buying flowers for, buy a few extra and create a few demo displays now this weekend and say, I'm going to have these for Mother's Day. I'm taking orders. Does that make sense? So you're not just ordering flowers willy-nilly, you know, that you actually know what you're ordering for. So get clear on what your offer is. Step number 3 is build relationships, guys. There should never be a person in the floristry business. There should never be a person who only buys from you once. You got to build those relationships. You've got to love on your customers. The brilliant thing that you have going for you as a small business owner is that human connection, is that personal touch. Does that make sense? What would be more important for me, I've said this before in these things, what would be more important for me as sending flowers to my mommy would be the person that delivers them, you know, the added touch, making sure, of course, they're beautiful flowers, but going that extra mile. Does that make sense? I remember, you know, the lovely Gail Doherty, what was her business called? Flowery Boutique. The lovely Gail Doherty. I ordered a gorgeous arrangement from her, and of course the flowers were important. Of course the colors were important, but my mum never stopped talking about Gail at the door. You know, and how lovely she was and the chats they had. And that's going the extra mile. Does that make sense? Some of you might be doing your own deliveries. Some of you might have someone who's doing your deliveries, but make sure that customer service is there. Make sure that there's the little extra bit. Sometimes, like I like to say, you know, maybe there's an extra few chocolates you can put in. Maybe there's a packet of jellies you can throw in there. Maybe there's a homemade chocolate or something that goes with the flowers to go that little extra mile. Build the relationships. After Mother's Day, you might have 30 customers that ordered from you. After Mother's Day, give them a ring. Give them a ring the week after. Hey, did your mom like the flowers? Oh, brilliant. I'm delighted. What happens then? You've got a customer for life, because now I'm remembering you. Now I'm going, oh my God, that girl was lovely. I'm going to order something for Easter. Does that make sense? Nobody should ever, ever, ever buy from you once. So build those relationships, and your customers and clients should compound. Does that make sense? So if you have 10 customers for Mother's Day, you should get those 10 customers back next Mother's Day and the Mother's Day after, but they compound. You should have 20 and 30 and 40. Does that make sense? So growing all the time. Everybody should buy from you more than once. So knowing your customer, why do they buy from you? What's your offer? How can you nurture them so that they buy from you again? Step number 4. Guys, is this good information? Give me a yes in the comments if this is hitting home, if you're liking it, if you're enjoying it, if you're not falling asleep, because I can do the jumping jacks, which is if you want to wake up a bit. Will we do that? Get going. Yeah, so step number 4. Thank you. I have to just make sure you're still awake, you know, just no jumping jacks. Okay, cool. Okay, we got it. Okay, step number 4 on smashing those Mother's Day sales is show up consistently. Okay, it is not enough to say this weekend, right, Denise said I have to post, so I'm going to post. And I'm going to do all my posts this weekend. And you post everything out on Saturday and Sunday, and you sit back and go, there we go now. I've done my Mother's Day stuff. And you don't do anything else for the next 2 weeks. We don't want that. We want consistency. It is not enough to post once a week. It's not enough to post twice a week. It's not enough to post 3 times a week. I want to see 4 or 5 wall posts a week. Now, what the heck, Rooney, is a wall post? All right. Seeing as we talked about the basics earlier, I'm actually going to very quickly flick on over. I wasn't prepared for this, so my screen might get messy, but let's do it. Let's do a little bit of anatomy of Instagram, anatomy, very quickly, just to let you know what I'm talking about. So let's hop onto Instagram and we will show you exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this, okay? So click on Denise Inspired. That's me. If you are not following me, make sure you are. That would be very rude. I'm joking. But yeah, it would be. So Denise Inspired. This is my handle. When somebody asks you for your handle, that's your name at the top. Look at this lovely pulsing little live button. How cool is that? So it's Instagram's telling everybody that I'm live, which is really cool. These are my story highlights across the top. This is my pinned post here. There's the lovely Jeanette showing up. The reason why Jeanette's showing up on my page is because she asked me, she created a post and she invited me to collaborate on the post, which means it goes on my wall too, which is a brilliant visibility hack. Okay, so this is my bio. Make sure your bio says what you do and the problem you solve for people. The link in the bio, I have one link in my bio, which brings you to my free class that I have next week. Click on it, sign up, and I'll see you there. So you can see that my bio is a funnel into my business. I've said, helping you make more money in your business using all of the free tools available. Come along to my free live masterclass, click the link and sign up. Does that make sense? So everybody who comes to my Instagram knows how they can do business with me. Note that the picture is my face. Yeah? People buy from people. Even if you're a florist, your flowers, of course, are beautiful because you're learning with Kay's Flower School. Of course, they're beautiful, but we're still buying from people. Yeah? You got to distinguish yourself from other people so we recognize you. Okay? This is my wall on Instagram. I'm looking for you to post 4 or 5 times on this wall in a week. Okay, it can be a reel, which is a short form video, or it can be a carousel. So this is let's go all in. This is a short form video. Okay, it is a reel. Are you an expert in your field, but you're keeping it a secret? Shh, don't show your face. Okay, that is what we call a talking head reel. You're talking to the camera. Okay, it's one of the most popular pieces of content on Instagram at the minute, and it's one that I find super easy to make. Some people don't, but it's one that I actually love doing because I can do it nice and quick and easy. Be yourself, know what you're going to talk about, and jump on there. That's a talking head reel. Okay, this is a talking head reel as well. Exactly the same.
What you know is almost always
this, you guessed it, same as well.
And you're on Facebook. Well, happy Tuesday.
Yeah, so I think that was probably a live video that turned then into a reel. Does that make sense? So make sure that you're using those kind of content. I'm going to scroll down here and show you. This is something that's more of that's a kind of a trending reel. And basically that's a quick video of me walking down the road, some music and a bit of text on the top. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, take you 2 minutes to make. Fantastic for the days that you don't want to talk into the camera. Everything is content, guys. When your flowers arrive from the wholesaler, opening the boxes is content. The boxes coming through the door is content. Cutting the bits off the end. See, I was listening to Jeanette, you know. Actually, no, my mommy taught me that. Cutting the bits off the end to put them in the vase is content. Yeah. One of Jeanette's big videos that she made a few years ago, all the bits going on the floor or sweeping them or the mess, it's content, you know. The beautiful arrangement, of course, is content as well. Deconstructing it is content. Recording over the shoulder is content. Time lapse is content. I would suggest when you guys are working, wherever you're working, whether it's your kitchen table, whether it's a studio, whether it's a shop, wherever it is, get yourself a ring light, yeah, which is a Google ring light on Amazon, 20 odd quid, yeah? Ring light on a stand, pop the phone on it, press record and do your work. Ignore the camera. Go back and look at it later and there's about 10 reels you could create from that video. Chop it up, pull a little bit of it, 3-second, 5-second reel like this, text on the screen. Does that make sense? Yeah? So stop overthinking the content. Stop worrying about, oh God, what do I say? Do I have to talk to the camera all the time? No, you don't. Do I have to show my face in every piece of content? Absolutely not. If you're putting 5 posts on your wall in a week, only one of them has to show your face because we buy from people. The rest could be your beautiful flowers. You could do, you could do a nice reel of flowers. You could do the sun out for a walk if you can find the sun. Some days you can, some days you can't. You can you could do the sea if you're by the seaside. You could do the beautiful spring flowers that we see popping up in parks. Anything that relates back to your business. Yeah. So do you feel everyone should show their face? I hate the camera, so never really. Celine, absolutely. Absolutely. Even if it's, so here's the thing. A lot of people hate to do this, right? I get that not everyone wants to talk to the camera, but by showing that you're a real person shows you're not AI. It shows that it's not a scam. It shows that it's a real business. But if you're feeling like, oh my God, Denise, I can't speak to camera, get somebody to record you, create your arrangement here, but set your camera up here and get from behind your face. You don't have to look at it, but get it over the shoulder look so they can see you're a real person. Does that make sense? And even do you walking down the road like I've done there, the back of you, and do a little voiceover so we can hear your voice. The more little bits of you we see, the more we realize you're real. Whether it's your hands and over the shoulder, like a bird's eye view of you making your arrangements, just your hands, we can see you're real. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's a great way of getting over it. Another way of getting over showing your face is to use your Instagram stories first. Have a little chat in your stories or show your face in your stories, because stories are all forgiving. They only stay around for 24 hours. So if I click on the home button here, that brings me over. This is my Instagram timeline. This is everyone who I'm following, yeah? Or anyone who's showing me ads or anything that Instagram thinks I'm interested in shows up on my timeline. Ah, look, there's With Love from Sophie. That's my daughter. She started a new earring business. Check out my earrings. Go over and give her a follow. Look, With Love by Sophie and her little earrings. She's not charging enough, so go and give her a follow and buy some earrings before I get her to put her prices up. She's 16 and she's doing a great job over there. Very cute, very cute. So this is my timeline. And then across the top is my stories. And remember I told you about my client. Look, classy lady, look, here she is. Let's click in. She's a boss, like she's doing amazing stuff. Oh, I wanted to show you her live. Is she live? Okay, her live isn't popping up, but this is classy lady. And that's the one that I was telling you about. And look at her followers, 29,000 followers. And there she was trying to do her first Instagram live and all worried and all. So everybody starts from zero. Does that make sense? Everybody's a beginner at some stage. It's showing you here that I'm live. If I go across here, these are the stories. Okay, so Leo, South Dublin. If I click on there, I'm going to see the stories. Any stories I haven't seen in the day, I can click through them and it'll show me the stories throughout the day. They only stay around for 24 hours. Does that make sense? Stories are a great place for you to sell, okay? To talk about your offers. Put them in there. Don't get carried away by having to put loads and loads of text on them and being all fancy and making them up in Canva. Simple stories are working way better at the minute. Yeah? Simple stories. You see my shocking video, the testimonial. Stop and start. Celine's talking about our videos. But while you say testimonial, actually, a lot of people will share a testimonial in their stories, like say a screenshot of a Google review. You might get a lovely Google review and you might screenshot it. And while that's a great idea to share in your stories, a better idea would be tell us a story about the client. You know, here's Denise, and Denise wanted flowers for her mom who loves pink. So this is what we designed, and up goes the picture. And this was her testimonial after. Denise was delighted. Does that make sense? Like, tell us a story around what you're doing. Okay, and then stories will only stay around for 24 hours. So that's a little bit around the anatomy of Instagram, just to kind of to give you that. And for anyone who's those beginners and doesn't know the lingo. All right. So showing up consistently does not necessarily mean you have to post on your wall every day. All right. Post 4 or 5 times a week, but stay consistent. Pick a time of the day. Pick the days that you're going to post. If you're going to be busy, set yourself up for success as well. I would love if every one of you would do 1 live video a week, because live video does so well. But I know that, like, you know, people are busy. It's hard to do. But what about if there was a particular day that your flowers arrived on delivery? Let's say every Thursday in came your flowers in the door. Brilliant. I'm going to go live every day at 11 when my flowers arrive. Hit the Instagram live. My flowers just arrived. This is what I'm doing this weekend. I've got a wedding coming up, or I've got this coming up, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And these are the beautiful colors we have. These are the type of flowers we have. Can't wait to work with them. I'll show you the finished product later. See you later. Live video done. Visibility done. But what have you done? You've told them that you're doing wedding flowers, or you've told them that you're doing arrangements for a funeral, or you've told them that you've done arrangements for Mother's Day, or whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? So we buy from people, but we also buy when we see proof that you're selling. And that's proof of concept. Proof of concept for a florist is the arrangements, or it is the flowers arriving through the door, because nobody's buying loads of flowers if you're not selling, you know, hopefully, you know, so the boxes are coming through the door. Oh God, look, she must be making some arrangements. The flowers going out the door, the flowers, you know, the foliage on the ground, the ribbons. You know, it's all content, okay? So show up consistently. It's not enough to post once or twice a week. You have to post more often to get consistent. Now, step number 5, guys, so stay with me. We're getting through it. Step number 5 is follow up. The money is always in the follow up. Okay, so how many times has somebody messaged you and go, hey, I'm looking for an arrangement, how much would this be? And you send them a price or something and they ghost you and you go, oh, I was too expensive. Isn't that the mindset? Every single one of us does it. Guys, it is rarely about price. Rarely about price. If somebody says no, first of all, right? If somebody says no to buying from you, there's two things. It's rarely price. Number one, you have not shown the authority to charge that. So they might think, oh, I don't know, like, you know, maybe is she that good? Or maybe there's somebody better, or maybe I could get it down the road. Or so you've got to stand in the authority of being an expert in what you're doing. And you've got to stand in the authority of delivering a very quality product. Does that make sense? So you have to have authority there. And number two is perceived value. So have you shown that the value is in what you're offering? It's very rarely the price. And I always say this, bargain basement is taken. You know, we have Lidl, we have Aldi. Don't go try that race to the bottom on pricing. Position yourself higher. 9 times out of 10 when somebody does not buy, it's because they've forgotten to come back to you. I was working with a client of mine recently, and she's a coach. So she teaches people, and it's quite specialized. She teaches nurses. So she was on to this person, and she priced them on a big job, you know, and he was really interested, and it was a really big job, and she felt you know, scared nearly sending the price because it sounded so big to her, but it was a good price, and for what she was doing, she sent the price, and she didn't hear from him, right? Crickets. So he ghosted her. So a week later, she messaged him, still nothing. She was on a coaching call with me the other day, and I was like, you've got to follow up. You got to ring him. Just ring his phone. Oh, no, I don't want to do that, you know, because what's he going to think if I try to follow up? I said, he'll probably think, oh, thanks for calling me because I'm busy and I forgot. Anyway, as soon as we were finished our coaching call, she went and she rang him. What happened? He was on his holidays, right? He didn't answer the phone. And then he immediately rang her back. He goes, I'm really sorry. I'm in the airport. I'm just on my way home from my holidays. I was gone away for a week. He goes, we absolutely want to go ahead with that project. I'll ping you tomorrow. Boom, sale made. Where she was all over there going, oh, you know, I was too expensive. She's nearly ready to message him and go, I'll give you a discount, before he even said no, or before he even mentioned price. So get that out of your head, but always follow up. And it's never a no until it's a no. And you are not annoying somebody if you keep asking for an answer. If they've asked you for a quote on something, or they've put their hand up to be interested in something, you're well within your rights to follow up until they say no, thank you, or yes, please. We don't want maybes. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the money is always in the follow up, and don't be afraid to follow up. Let me know in the comments there if that hits. Do you ever feel like the earrings are gorgeous? Natalie says, oh, thanks. Do you ever feel like feel icky about following up, like you don't want to annoy people? You know, you've sent them a price, and sure, if they want it, they'll come back. Guys, I'm ADHD, right? My brain's all over the place today. I could be all over you like a cheap suit today now, going, oh my God, I love your stuff. I want them. I want them. And then you send me the price and I'm gone, oh, there's a squirrel. What the heck is that? You know, and I'm gone and I've forgotten. And my poor mom, who I was supposed to buy the feckin' flower, half the time I think I've ordered stuff. Sometimes I'll be going looking for something on my wardrobe and it's still in my basket on the internet and I never actually bought, you know, but my brain thinks I bought it because I'm pretty sure I bought that. Did I buy that? Oh, damn it. You know, so know that about people. Always follow up and never be afraid. Yeah, I never follow up. Celine says, yeah, but the money is in the follow up. Ping them back. Also, with being a florist, a lot of the time, that would be what I'd call a kind of a lower ticket item. So they might have messaged you and you might have given them a price and they might have simply forgotten who it is that they got the price from, because that's happened to me as well. They're like, what's that girl's name? Oh, fuck, I can't remember. So if you're not showing up on their timeline with consistent content, and if you haven't pinged them back, they're over here going, can't remember who that florist was. Oh, I'll just find another florist and I'll order. Does that make sense? Yeah. So always follow up. Always assume it's the price that's the problem, to be honest. Yeah. And it never is. Very rarely, guys. Very rarely. It's nearly always they've just got busy. They've forgotten about you. They can't find you. or maybe they've moved on and they've decided to get something else, but it's rarely the price. So think about that and allow yourself to think the same person might go and spend way more down the road with somebody else because you haven't shown them the perceived value or the authority to charge that price. Does that make sense? Yeah. So love it or hate it, you've got to embrace social media to stay in business these days. You've got to embrace social media. Okay. So how do you stay on top of all the trends? How can you stay consistent? So I get like this all sounds great, but you're like, oh, Jesus. So I had an idea yesterday and I pinged Deirdre about this and we touched on it at the start. And I want to tell you about my idea and see what you guys think. So let me know. Give me a yes in the comments if you want to hear my idea and where I'm going with this while I take a little bit of my water. It's a program that I was thinking of offering you guys. Oh my gosh. I find because I'm a studio, people expect me to be lower price in the shops. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's your own mindset. That's your own mindset. How people think about you is none of your business. Yeah. A studio could be more expensive because it's super fancy. Studio sounds super fancy to me. It's a luxurious studio, excuse you. You know? So get that out of your head. That's all in your head. So let me talk, yes, please. Let me talk about your idea, right? So this is very raw, rough and ready, right? It's something that I've been percolating, as I say. I think that's my word of the day, percolating. So who here feels like, oh yeah, this all sounds great, Denise, but we're super busy over here and we have Mother's Day in 3 weeks' time. So how the heck are we going to do all this and do our floristry business? Yeah? Sound familiar? So what if I told you I created a system, right, that can help you if you guys committed to spending about 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day on this marketing to have success on social media. Would you want to hear about that? So 20 or 30 minutes a day is not that hard. Yeah. So I bet everyone here can actually find 20 or 30 minutes a day. Like if we scroll less on TikTok, if we watch a little bit less of Netflix, or if we, you get where I'm going with this. Marketing is sales are a direct result of your marketing. So if you're not showing up and marketing your business, if you're saying to me, I'm not making sales, if you're not making sales, it's your marketing, almost always your marketing. You're not showing up enough. So you can't sit over there and go, oh my God, I'm just not making sales. This isn't working. If you're not actually putting the work in to show up. Does that make sense? Yeah. So here's the deal. If I get enough interest, right, I'm going to run a social media sprint for florists. Now, what the heck does it mean? Here's the raw and ready stuff. I asked ChatGPT. Who uses ChatGPT? Yeah. If you don't, start using it. It's great for ideas. I asked ChatGPT for some help for the name, right? And this is what I came up with. Inspired to be seen. A 20-day video challenge for florists to confidently show up on video and grow your floral business. So that's the kind of jibe we're going for. Another one is be inspiring on video. A 20-day challenge for florists. Show your face. Create stunning reels and attract more clients. You get the idea, right? You might have to help me over the weekend and figure out what the name of it is. So we're stuck on a name, but do you think it's a good idea is what I want to know. So here's how it's going to go. The bloom and be seen. Look, ChatGPT did me lots of it. Bloom and be seen. A 20-day video challenge for florists. So here's how it's going to work, right? Here's my idea. Confidently show up on video, attract more clients and grow your floral business so that you make more sales for Mother's Day. Where in a private Facebook group just for you and just for florists, right? It's going to be a daily live training. So every day, Monday to Friday, you'll go in and you'll watch that day's training, which gets posted first thing in the morning. It is not going to be much more than a 10-minute video. Some of them might be 3 minutes. Some of them might be 5. Some of them, like, let's say if I was teaching you how to edit a reel on Instagram and add the text and add the music, it might take 10 minutes, at the most 15. But each video is going to teach you a new skill and tell you how to show up. Does that make sense? Yeah. So week 1 is going to be all about the confidence on camera, how to show your face, how to market without showing your face. So I'll show you how to do the over the shoulder videos where you're just showing your hands, the ones where you're just showing the back of you, the ones where you're walking down the street. I'll show you how to create all them in week 1. Okay. It's all around confidence to show up. There'll be a challenge that in the video, in the Facebook group, that you'll have to press the button and go live to talk to us in there. So that'll be scary, but it'll be only to us. So it's not out to the big bad world, just to us in there, your flowery friends in there that are just all in the same boat, trying to create their own content. So that's week 1. Week 2 is the tech. Okay, so over week 2, we're going to learn how to create and edit your reels. Exactly what Jeanette said to me at the very start of this call, which is funny. That's why I was laughing, Jeanette. I was like, oh yeah, I have something up my sleeve for that. I'm going to show you how to use Canva as an app to create a quick reel that you can post on your Instagram. I'm going to show you how to use CapCut, which is another app to create a quick reel and post on your Instagram. I'm going to show you how to use Instagram's own editing features to create your reels to sell your flowers. So week 2 is all about the tech. Add the music, add the text, press the buttons, yeah? Do the voiceovers, all of that thing. And remember, each day, the training's not going to take you much more than 10 minutes. If you want to take action and create your own, you're looking at like 30 minutes a day. So 30 minutes a day to grow your followers and grow your sales for Mother's Day. Week number 3 is about staying consistent and actually selling. Guys, this is going to be gold. So I see this like becoming its own standalone program. And this is obviously the first time I've done it because, as you know, I just kind of made this up over the last few hours. And I'm going to be making it up, full disclaimer, I'm going to be making it up with you guys as we go. So if you have a question, let's say, you know, Natalie, if you're in there and you put a question into the Facebook group today and go, well, how do you do this? That might be part of the training tomorrow and I'll create the video. So I'll build that as I go with you guys. So you get access to me for the full 20 days. So week 3 is all about selling, how to use video to stay consistent and make sales online. So everything we've been talking about today. But I know what you're saying, I'm busy. How long will it take? 20 minutes to 30 minutes max a day. The videos will be 5 or 10 minutes a day. And I'll be posting them each day along with a content idea. So if you're every single day, you'll go in and go, oh God, what will I post today? Oh yeah, I'll do Denise, whatever Denise is telling me to, I'll post. And it'll, even if you only did that for the 20 days, you're staying consistent and you're showing up. I'd also like you to spend 10 minutes engaging on your pages, but we'll talk about that as well. So sales are a direct result of your marketing efforts, guys. I would like you to be spending at least 30 minutes every day marketing, but I get that feels hard. So we're going to do baby steps. So let me know if you're in. I'm going to give you, the next thing is I'm going to give you lifetime access to the training. So the group, it's going to be 20 days that we're in there and each task will be coming out every day. But those mini little trainings, all of those mini trainings, which there'll be 15 of them because they come out every weekday, you'll have lifetime access to that. So in the summer, when you go to create a reel and you go, oh, how do I do that again? Oh, I can watch Denise's training and I'll do it. So even if you fall behind, you can still watch them later. Does that make sense? So I had considered going with 997 for this and it would be worth it. And of course we can do the 497 and of course it would still be worth it. And you get access to me for 20 days, the Facebook group, you get access to the bite-sized trainings. And remember, this is specifically for florists and floral designers. So I'll be showing you, I'm even going to buy some flowers to create my own reels. Yeah, Jeanette, you'll be proud of me. I'll be cutting off the bottoms and all, but I'm going to show you exactly in your own environments how you can create content that will relate for your business. All right. Now, this is the deal. If I get 50 people to say yes over the weekend, then we're going to do it. Yeah. So I want you guys to sign up. Look, let's be honest, I'm going to do it anyway, you know, but we'll see how it'll go. So I'm giving you this 20-day boot camp to help you grow your business using video and help you gain confidence and show your face. So you can get it now for one payment of 25 plus 3 more payments. So basically 4 payments of 25 over the course of the next 4 weeks. So one payment would come out today, the next one next week, the next one next week. So for €25 a week for the next 4 weeks, you will learn from me all the way through March to Mother's Day. Does that make sense, guys? Sign me up, Jenny says. Yeah. Any of you who've seen my Authority Builder trainings and all my others, like, this is a crazy, crazy, crazy low price. Or you can pay in full for 88. Alison says, yeah, sign me up. Yeah. Guys, I did say that this was very rough and ready. So I don't have a sales page, but I do have a beautiful Google Doc that I created. So I'm going to stick it in the comments. And on it is a little Stripe link. You can click on that. Edit, paste. Now let me see. First of all, do me a favor. Everyone's like, I'm in. Yay! It's going to be super exciting. I'm actually delighted because I really want to. I've been talking to Deirdre and Jeanette about this probably for about 4 years, haven't I? I'm like, I really should do something just for florists, so this is the idea. It's going to be really focused on you guys. And how much for you to just move in? Natalie says. That's so funny. I could be tempted. Would you do me washing? Oh, I'm in. Guys, do me a favor. Can you click on that Google Doc first of all and make sure it's actually fucking working, you know, because with the tech and all that. You should, when you click on it, get the information at the top, and at the bottom there's going to be 2 links. I did, but I need access. See, thanks. Let me fix that. The joys of doing everything on the fly and making things up as you go along. So let me see. Anyone with the link, I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to put it in again. And come here, here's the thing. Just as well I asked just to check it.
You know what? I'm blown away here. And as I said, this is not our first rodeo, and I'm still blown away. The things that you come up with, the ideas that you come up with is just, and what I love is that you're so focused on florists, that this is just not a general. And as I said, like myself and Jeanette only talked about this today in the car. I had a hospital appointment this morning and she came over with me in case we couldn't get parking, that she double parked while I went in. This is exactly what we talked about. Jeanette was talking to Alison last night and telling her, this is how you do that. And this, I'm like, that's what we need. But I says, I haven't got the time to create this.
Yeah.
This content or these videos. I just haven't got the time to do it. And I says, I don't know if Denise has the time either. And lo and behold, this is what you've come up with. It's nearly like you're psychic with us, because that was just Alison is saying she picks the payment link, it's not opening.
Now see, this is what I talk about. And most people are over there going, oh, I'm not posting until it's perfect. And here I am sending you stuff that doesn't work, links that are broken. Okay, so let me fix that while we're chatting.
So yeah, you go ahead and fix that. What was the follow-up thing? Do you know, all the time, I never follow up. Like when somebody inquires about classes, sends us a DM and stuff like that, we send them the information and that's it. We never follow up. So Jeanette, your job over the weekend now is to go back to all them Instagram messages and follow up. And the reason why I know it works is because only last week, and it's something that I never do, but I had a folder of people that had inquired about Module 4. And there was a few funded places left for Module 4. And I actually emailed those people and say, did you grab the last funded places, blah, blah, blah. And 2 people actually did book on. And they're like, oh my God, thanks for thinking about me. Delighted. And they got the funding, the 450 off. Absolutely delighted. And that's exactly what you mean by follow up. I didn't realize that was what I was doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I just threw the Stripe link in there for the full payment. That's working. And then here's I'm just going to throw in the 25 one if you wanted to split the payments. So just check that they work. But on the Google Doc, if you actually click on it, a Stripe link pops up underneath and you have to kind of double click. So you have to click the Stripe again. It's not very pretty, guys. You know, I should have like a pretty page, but I don't.
If you're watching this on the replay, Denise, you might send me over that information that I can put it into the email. Absolutely. Because I know there was a lot of people signed up for this. And they did say that they're not going to be able to make it this evening and they're watching on the replay. The other point that I would like to say is the real stuff you said about not having to show your face and walking away. That's such a good idea.
No, I know. Because you don't always feel like it. And even if, I mean, with the best will in the world, like it is hard for business owners to do what myself and Jeanette and you do, Deirdre, that we just hop on. It's second nature at this stage. But for most people, that's really hard, you know? So if we can get to a stage where, like, not everybody has to talk to camera to show their face, you know?
And Denise, will you also show them how to use the filters? Because I have a filter on here, guys. Like, and Jeanette was saying to me, oh, you look really well. And I told her how to put the filter on when we were waiting for Denise to come. But use filters. Like, if you think you don't look well enough, use a feckin' filter. So I'm sure, Denise, you will show them.
Absolutely.
At the moment, I'm covered in rosacea. My skin is in shite. And you wouldn't think now by looking at me here tonight, I'm looking at myself, I think I actually look really well. filters are fucking amazing.
I always say, imagine Deirdre, you could walk out, of your front door, and as you walk out the door, there's like a button on the side where you select the filter you want, you press it, and then you walk out into it, and then you're out in the
exactly.
Walking down the road.
Do you know what? At the end of the day, everybody does it, but it's your personality that they're getting to know. And they probably meet me on the street and say, Jesus, the state of her, I was looking at her last night.
No, they won't.
And somebody's saying about the blurry thing behind us here. I'm in my bedroom and the bed is made, but it's not made well, but obviously you can't even see it. So that's the great thing. I mean, Jeanette's in her kitchen probably, and the stuff is all behind her. So that blurry out thing is really good. And you know what? I know you're on those of you that have signed up, but I'm sure Denise will tell you how to do that in Zoom as well.
Absolutely. Just a little bit on the follow-up there that you said there. You were saying about your module 4 that you followed up with people. I had a client, and I had talked to her about the authority builder. Like, guys, like when I'm talking about this challenge for you guys, these 20 days for like €88, like my authority builder is $4,000. So like, I normally charge a lot more. And I had spoke to this woman about my authority builder. I'd sent her over the prices. We'd had a good chat. She said she was in and all of that, but then she kind of ghosted me. And I was like, okay, so she's not. And as business owners, often we kind of take that personally. We think she said no to me, but I always say it's not like she said no and slapped you. You just have to, it's just a no, and it's not personal. So I followed up with her and I didn't hear anything back. And I was like, oh God, I was feeling all, ooh. And then I was like, I'll just send her a WhatsApp message, sent her a voice note, WhatsApp. 2 weeks later, she was after being sick and she was like, I'm in, am I too late? And she bought it there, $4,000 in full straight away. And I was like,
yeah.
So Ivana's saying, when does it start? It starts on Monday, guys, because it's going to be, I know, last minute, but we only have 3 weeks to Mother's Day. So it has to start Monday because it's going to bring you all the way up to the day before Mother's Day. And it's not going to take a massive amount of work from you guys. And I know you're going to be thinking the week before Mother's Day is going to be massively busy. That's okay. Like, dip in, keep going. You can catch up the week after if the last few days, if you drop off, you get like.
And can I just say, like, the week before Mother's Day is going to be really busy, but you're also going to have an awful lot of flowers. Yes. And now you're going to know how to make content with those flowers. Yes, exactly. And I'll give you an example, guys. This week we had a flower delivery. We're doing more for our mini series, more tutorials. You want to see the amount of ads, videos, content, reels that we have created. I will be using it for months, absolutely months. So
that's the thing.
When you have flowers in is the time you want to know how to do this stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's really important. Absolutely. I also loved when you said about having, which I have said it to a few of you already, about going out and buying your flowers and showing what you're going to be selling for Mother's Day. So and you said it, Denise, when you said, I'm only taking orders for 10 of these, or I'm only taking orders for 15 of them. Create that.
Absolutely.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, the FOMO, the fear of missing out, the exclusivity, people love that. And even if you have to spend much more on your flowers to get them more locally, to create your,
create demand. Ivana's saying, exactly, create demand that people want it.
Absolutely.
Denise, I'm absolutely, as always, I'm blown away, and I'm ready to go and start doing work on my Instagram and do stuff for, and definitely I'm actually off to Scotland tomorrow, but over the weekend, that's going to be Jeanette's job, is to do a follow-up on all of those Instagram and Facebook messages that we get, and we get hundreds of them, but we only ever reply once. We don't really go back and reply again. So I definitely think it's something that we need to do.
Always go back.
Before we do close off, does anybody, I'm going to unpin Denise, does anybody have any questions? Do you want to ask questions? Do you want to unmute yourself and ask Denise any questions?
Yeah, I do. And thanks, guys, those of you, I can see the sales coming in, so thank you for buying them. I'm super excited. It's going to be deadly. It's going to be deadly.
Yeah, there's a load of them there have signed up. And Jeanette, did you get a photograph of the full room?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah. Super, brilliant. We have a photograph. Guys, if anyone's taking photographs, make sure to tag Denise in them, tag us in them, because obviously we'll share them out. Denise, again, thank you so much for tonight. I've really enjoyed it, and I know there's been lots of learning has been had. Guys, we don't have another Zoom room planned as of yet because we know you're coming into a busy time, and all of you now that have signed up to Denise. And actually, you know what? We're going to sign up as well. I think because I'd actually like to be in there as well to see what's going on. I don't like to, you know, I'll have a bit of FOMO, like.
Yeah, of course, you don't want to miss anything. And you know what? Actually, it's deadly about it. Even if you know, even if you feel like, oh, I know what to do on Instagram, you might know, but it's the accountability. It's the fact
it is the accountability.
Yeah, it's having someone, because I work with a lot of people. Like, I work with influencers who post and like have way more followers than me, like, and they come to work with me because it's accountability. Someone to go, come on, let's go, get this done, keep going, you know, ideas, what to post, all of that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So absolutely. I'm excited to have you guys in there, and I'm excited to, like, as the Americans would say, pour into you for the next 20 days.
Pour into you. Okay, listen, we love you and leave you. An hour, that's good. We've done a great timing. Thanks a million. Thanks, everybody. And we'll be talking to you all over the next few days.
Bye.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy International Women's Day.
Yes.
Day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.